According to an article by Vox, the 15th foot within a decade washed upon the sandy shores of the Pacific Northwest. 15th foot in a decade. What? The Pacific Northwest encompasses the British Columbia region to Idaho, Oregon, and Washington. And I lived in the Pacific Northwest for 2 years, just north outside of the city of Seattle. I worked in the city and commuted for almost 2 hours every day in total. Every day I would see the rows of forest that had harbored a strange energy. And if you're from the area, you might know what I'm talking about, but there's something about the Pacific Northwest that has this Twin Peaksy kind of vibe to it. Hidden behind every nook and cranny of every wooded area, there's just something weird about that. It could be the weather, could be the people, could be just me reading way too much into it. Okay, I'm definitely reading too much into it. But that feeling makes complete sense as to why the series Twin Peaks was shot in the area. It fits too well.
Fellas, coincidence and fate figure largely in our lives.
And I'm gonna be real, shit's kinda eerie up there sometimes. It's kinda fucking creepy in a really cool way. And it makes complete sense why one would read too much into this area. I mean, it was Bundy's first killing grounds, there's a lot of Bigfoot sightings in the area, and for some reason it was the location of the American Netflix adaptation of Death Note. So it makes sense. Circling back, my point is that the Pacific Northwest, is a really strange yet beautiful area. Can it be a little bit morbid? Yes. Can it be pretty damn interesting? Yes. Up there you'll find some crazy shit. One of the main topics I wanted to cover is that sometimes weird shit just washes up onto the shore. In the opening sentence of this video, I said 15 feet within the last decade washed upon the shores of the Pacific Northwest. Well, if we pull it back 3 years, it's actually 21 feet. So, within the last 13 years, 21 feet, severed, mind you, have washed upon the shores of these sandy beaches. Or, well, they don't necessarily have to be sandy, but you get what I'm saying. The first foot was found back in August 2007 on Jedediah Island. A girl visiting from Washington picked up a size 12 Adidas shoe and opened up the sock, finding a man's right foot. God damn, dude, just imagine you're having a nice vacation at the beach. Dad's cooking pork chops. Mom's not yelling at Dad about his crippling alcoholism, so you decide to take a nice stroll, and you're on the beach kicking back, and then all of a sudden a shoe washes up and inside is a severed foot. That's horrifying. The most recent foot was found on January 1st, 2019 at the south end of Jetty Island in Everett, Washington. It was found stuck in a boot. It belonged to a 22-year-old man, Antonio Neal, who went missing in December of 2016. In May of 2018, the Royal Canadian Mounted Police reported that a man found a lone foot wedged between logs near Vancouver on Gabriola Island. Just the year before, a foot wearing a Velcro shoe with the tibia and fibula still attached was found on a different beach. Now, before you start plotting, all these potential causes, this Vox article speculates that it isn't the work of Bundy Jr. doing his rounds as a foot fetishizer, or just another remainder of Washington's state delicacy. The article states that, for starters, there are simply a lot of corpses in these waters. Kathy Taylor, a forensic anthropologist at the King County Medical Examiner's Office, which has jurisdiction along the Seattle-Tacoma coast of Puget Sound, explained that this is a consequence of having a densely populated area on the coast. The metro along these shores of the Salish Sea is home to 7 million people. For further explanation, the Salish Sea refers to the body of water that all encompasses from Vancouver to Seattle. It includes the Puget Sound and it includes the Strait of Georgia. The working theory as to why this happens in this area versus San Francisco or LA is due to currents. The corpses, or in this situation, feet, just wash up. But why feet? Gail Anderson, co-director of the Center for Forensic Research at Simon Fraser University in British Columbia, says, feet easily disarticulate, and when they are attached to a flotation device such as a running shoe, they are easily washed ashore. They continue to say, notice there are no feet washing ashore in stiletto heels or flip-flops. Also, today's running shoes are much more buoyant than in the past. Unfortunately, it is not just feet that are being found right now. Recently, around like a couple months ago, a few teenagers were filming a TikTok video where they found a suitcase under a dock, and, like teenagers do, they investigated further. And what they found when they opened the suitcase, what they were confronted with was an odor so strong that the girl filming had to steady herself from not slipping on the rocks. They ended up calling the police to investigate further. When they called the police, they found that a man and a woman, Austin Winter, age 27, and Jessica Lewis, age 33, were stuffed inside 2 separate suitcases, having been shot several days earlier. I won't lie, this story kind of bummed me out, because I love Alki Beach. They have an art show every summer, and I bought this really cool David Bowie wood print that I don't have anymore because I gave it away, but it was really cool. And like to hear that just bodies are strewn there, or people are getting murdered within that area, it's just kind of a bummer. But, you know, the bigger bummer is I don't have my David Bowie wood painting, so I hurt too. Sorry if that joke was a little insensitive. Anyways, that's gonna be about it for this Exploring the Internet. I hope you enjoyed it. I thought this story was interesting. If you like what you see, please go ahead and subscribe. I'm grizzlystation, and keep your best foot forward. Thank you.
So here we are again, you cut the corners, you're at a dead end. As we don't talk, no we don't speak, because the truth will set me free. Cause I